We've got Debbie here in this Ford high-top van. Your van is honestly one of the cleanest ones I've been in without you even touching anything.
I'm pretty seriously minimalist, so.
Yeah, no, you are. And it's very nice. So what kind of rig do you have?
E250, Ford Econoline E250, 2006.
Nice. And you're a digital nomad, so you've got your desk set up here.
Right on.
I love this. It's so minimal in here, but not everybody has a desk.
Well, I have to, and my work is, I have to actually sit at a desk for the way my work is, because I use a foot pedal. So I can't just like sit on a bed or at a park bench or something.
Because you're a transcriber?
Yeah, so I need to use the foot pedal, so.
And did you build this yourself?
I did, and with my help of my daughter, and she was 19 at the time. The first board we ever cut, either of us, was part of building this bed. We're pretty proud of this bed.
That's awesome.
Even though it's a little wobbly and kind of super amateur. Yeah. It works.
Cool.
And it's comfortable.
Nice.
And it pulls out to be a twin bed.
Nice.
And my daughter and I made that. And the desk and the cabinets are from IKEA.
Oh, awesome.
Because at the time, I didn't have the knowledge to build my own desk and cabinets.
So you could read Swedish or whatever.
You know what? By the time you build the stuff and then modify it to fit over the wheel wells and everything, I could have probably easier just made cabinets. Yeah. But at the time, I didn't know that.
Well, you live and learn.
Yeah, so my brother-in-law he rigged some brackets that attached them to the van. I don't even understand that.
Oh, to this, to these parts.
Because it's all fiberglass.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so this is from IKEA, and then I built them a little bit taller so I could use these drawers. These little drawers from IKEA.
Oh, wow.
Underneath, so it takes advantage of some space. The floors are filthy, but it takes advantage of some space that usually is wasted.
And so, were you already a minimalist before you got in the van?
Very much.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
Hey there.
No. Yay! We got
nice.
I'm sorry, I only have IPA because I don't have cash.
And they're cold.
Ooh.
You're all right. You don't need to apologize. Thank you.
One for each knitting needle.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. It's all right. Understood. My pleasure. I'm glad you came by. So I'm gonna stick this back in the fridge.
Okay, we'll swap.
Come forward. So that's a good deal. Here, let me barter with some beer.
Yeah. No, that's what's great about these events.
Yep. So I've got a Dometic fridge back here, and I love that thing. When I first bought it, I really wasn't sure that I needed it because I thought if I just have fruits and veggies and they don't need to be refrigerated. But I neglected to realize that when they're sitting in a hot van all day, it's like your avocado is baked at the end of the day. So I'm actually really happy that I have my fridge.
And how much solar do you have up on top?
I have 200-watt panels that are flexible panels on top, and I know there are some disadvantages to the flexible panels, but they just needed to be stuck on there. Yeah. That kept me moving forward, and I was like, this is good. Anything that keeps me moving forward.
So are they just laying on top of
they've got industrial Velcro to adhere them. And then
that's really low profile though. You're already so tall, nobody's gonna know that you have solar panels up there.
Can't even see them. And because overkill, I use the Eternabond tape around portions of them just to extra secure. Unnecessary, but I did it, so. Well. And my nephew cut the hole in the roof with me. Nice. So we could put the fan in, and I love it. This is a Max Air fan, not a Fantastic fan. And it was great because when we cut into the roof, we weren't able to find the cross pieces because there's no metal. Everything's fiberglass. This is all fiberglass, and I couldn't find them, so we just took a chance. And luckily we didn't run into any of the crossbars. But we did discover that there's 6 inches of insulation in this roof. So that was handy. And when I bought the van, I thought I was going to have to, I was planning to gut the whole thing, and I started to take off some of the door panels and, prepare to insulate and everything, and I realized it was all fully insulated, so I didn't have to do any of that.
I noticed that about mine too. The only thing is the windows allow heat to escape or enter, and you have windows all over, which is beautiful. I love that, but as far as trying to heat, or cool the van.
But I've got...
You've got those, and those...
And there's Reflectix in there, so I don't know. Some people say that this isn't going to do anything, but whatever.
Does it matter, like, have you noticed a difference?
Totally.
Okay, yeah, that's what I think.
Maybe it's more of an issue of that it provides shade.
Yes.
And therefore it keeps the heat out, which is good in some cases.
Some sort of science is working by blocking whatever is coming in or going out.
All I know is these are pretty when I go to sleep at night, and that makes me very happy.
Yeah.
And they do what I need them to do.
I like yours.
So, and I have them for every window.
What do you have on the back?
They're just black fabric on the back, and and there's Reflectix inside, and then I bound them with Gorilla Tape, which is not great, but you know what? Who cares? It's good enough.
No, it's
And then
great.
they stay, and I don't. There's no metal. Everything is fiberglass, so I can't use magnets or anything.
Frustrating.
Sort of.
Well, command strips and things like that.
It could, but won't the glue of those come undone the way the same as the Gorilla Tape does? So like they sometimes come off too.
Yeah.
So it's good enough. You know?
No, it works great.
It tucks right in. So, and I have enough. I have these tucked around behind things for every window.
Awesome.
So at night it's totally enclosed, and then I have. Oops.
I love that you're so crafty.
I'm so crafty. Ridiculously crafty.
And you made all these.
I made
the banner.
My daughter actually made those.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she's got it.
Yeah, she's got
too.
the illness.
So I have this. If you care, you would probably want to stand back and I can show you how this works.
I want to see how you close it off in here.
So at night I close all those windows. I don't do the front ones, and then I have this tapestry that I
it's
put
beautiful.
I got some hand-me-down blackout curtains.
Nice.
That I put on the back of it, and there were screws up here from the original build out. It was a handicap van.
Yeah.
So I took out those screws and I put in these snaps, and then I just snapped this into place at night, so it's pretty.
Yes.
On my side.
Yep.
And it's just dark on the front side, and it makes such a pretty place at night.
Can you black it out entirely in here? So that's amazing that you can do that with all these windows. You have night and day, literally.
It's completely cozy, and they're not blocking anything in the daytime. You know, like you can't even tell that I have all this stuff because it just tucks away.
Yeah.
Like they're tucked in around behind things, and it works out great.
Yeah.
And then at night, it's just so pretty.
Yeah.
And I turn on the twinkle lights. They're broken right now because I broke a wire, but turn on the twinkle lights, and that's it.
So, I always ask, but what is this? You've got a Renogy Rover.
Yeah, I don't know too much about that thing.
Okay, well,
I know it works, and it's supposed to be a good one.
Good.
That's all I know. And then I've got an inverter back there, tucked next to my desk.
Okay.
And almost everything runs 12 volts, so it's plugged in before the inverter.
Okay.
Pretty much the only thing I run off 110 is when I charge my laptop.
Okay.
So I only have those 200-watt panels, and I wasn't sure how that would work for me.
Yeah.
If it would be anywhere near enough. That's why I put this fan off to the side so I have room for 3 more panels in case I needed them, because I really had no idea. But it turns out that I don't need very much electricity.
No.
I mean, the fridge uses very little. I use the fan all the time. That uses like none. I charge my computer, pretty much once a day.
And usually where are you camping? In direct sunlight, or are you in cloudy places too?
Usually in direct sunlight, sometimes cloudy places, but not so much like in the deep forest.
Yeah.
Because my work keeps me kind of on asphalt.
Yeah.
More than I kind of would like.
So are you a stealth camper?
Yeah.
Okay.
I boondock in urban places, but it hasn't been a problem.
No.
I was concerned about that, and I read all the things about all the strategies. I just pull in, and it's really not an issue.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad that for me, it took a while to get over that, like, am I doing it right?
A lot of people are really concerned and make a big deal out of it, and I don't think it's necessary.
It's something you just have to learn as you go.
You just go. And now I find, sometimes I pull into a town, I don't plan or anything, and I find that I'll pull off an exit and just follow my nose and end up right where the street parking is, and it's perfect for me to just pull. right into an industrial park or something. It's a perfect place to park overnight.
Nice.
Without any planning. So that works out really well. So I haven't needed any more solar, but I also don't use a lot. I keep it simple.
Yeah, I love it.
Like all my hobbies don't need power, and I use Lucy lights, so those, solar. So it just doesn't need very much.
How is your diet and cooking? I don't see any sort of kitchen stuff.
Yeah, I do have a camp stove.
Okay.
That I have never turned on. I have never used.
All right. So you don't cook.
At this point, obviously I've lost the plot, but there was a point about 6 years ago where I became allergic to dairy and I switched over to, basically I became a raw vegan.
Okay.
Just because I got away from the dairy stuff and I was experimenting and I found out that these foods taste good and I like them and, and I'm losing weight. No, I have energy. So I lost a lot of weight. I've gained it all back, unfortunately. But at the time, for a few years, I was basically a raw vegan.
Okay.
And I was a runner, and I was jumping out of airplanes and just loving life. I'm still loving life, but I've gained back a lot of weight. But in the meantime, I learned how to make fabulous meals that are raw vegan.
Yeah.
So, raw plant-based, let's say that, because vegan holds all kinds of...
So, a raw plant-based diet.
Baggage.
Yeah.
So, I do a lot of raw plant-based foods. Obviously, I also do foods that are not raw and plant-based, or I would not look like this. But I know how to make really good meals out of, plants. Yeah. And I don't need anything fancy. So, I have a dish basin, a dish pan that I could use if I wanted as a sink, but I don't really need it. I use a squirt bottle to do my dishes. And basically all I need is a cutting board and a knife and a bowl, and, and I make my meals. And
so is it usually like salads and just cut them up, or?
No, it's a lot less salads than you'd think. I make sometimes like rice wraps and like spring rolls with like Asian dressing or something like that, or I'll make salad. They're plant-based, so I guess you would call them salads. But all different kinds of meals that I make with just plants, and they're delicious. So
awesome.
But because I'm out and I'm traveling and I'm meeting people, I'm at restaurants and stuff sometimes too. So I blow the goodness with some of those choices. Unfortunately, I need to do better on that. But I do have a camp stove. I left my blender at home. I didn't bring that with me. I have 4 gallons of water total, and I just use regular gallon jugs because those are easier to manage. Yep. And that's really that's it. It's simple, but it's all I need, and I don't feel any lack, Yeah. I had a sink. I bought a sink. I still have a sink. It is at home under my bed because I bought the sink and then realized I don't actually want or need a sink. I just use a squirt bottle to rinse my hair in the morning, and then I have a solar shower that when I wash it, when I wash my hair, I just lean over in my dish pan and wash my hair, and it's good enough. Yeah. So.
And okay, so how long have you been on the road?
5 months as of this week.
Yay! Full-time. Yay! Awesome!
And no end in sight. Like, it's working, like my work, everything's good. My income is good, my clients are good, everything's good. So yeah, I'm hoping it'll be a long-term thing.
Well, you're definitely set up for it.
I'm not hoping. It's going to be a long-term thing. Good. At the beginning, I was hoping. Yeah. Now I'm like, it's going to be. Good. 5 months is already getting there, but there's no end in sight. I'm hoping years. Yeah. So
I'm excited for any amount of time people have been on the road because it's fun.
But I still have things to do. I would be very comfortable just stopping in Oregon. Yes. I was super comfortable in Eugene. I could easily just stop there. But there's so much more that I still want to see. I'm nowhere near done. But
it's good that you're finding places that you will go back to because you start finding a circuit the longer you're out on the road. I like this town, and when the weather's good, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, it's so far it's been fabulous, and I think I'm starting to slow down a bit. At first I was really pounding the miles because I was like, what if it doesn't last? What if I'm only out for 3 months and then it's over or something? And now I'm definitely slowing it down.
The fear of missing out has kind of...
Somewhat, yeah. But it's still there.
But then things like this rejuvenate you with community,
oh yeah, there's been
community events.
It's been just the right balance, and I just seem to be in the right place at the right time. Music fests and meeting up with friends and going to events like this. It's just been wonderful.
Nice.
And I meet people everywhere I go, so there's never any loneliness.
Yes.
At all.
Yes.
You know, people are awesome.
Yeah. People are awesome.
Traveling alone is just easy. The hose out there has made everything wet in here, but whatever. So the mandalas, when I put them up on the top, some people were like, you know, you're no longer stealth. And I'm like, stop it. None of us is stealth. I mean, very few of us are stealth.
Are getting away with it.
I mean, if you've got solar panels and a fan on your roof,
yeah,
people know. If you've got silver things in your windows, people know.
Yeah.
You know, it's not, the vast majority of us are not stealth. So I sprayed these stencils up on these mandalas on the upper part, and I adore them. And honestly, the amount of, if there's any negative from that, from people obviously knowing that I'm living in here, the positives vastly outweigh it, because the number of people who walk by and they're like, hey, you know, because they like the mandalas, or they're like, oh, that looks like doilies, my grandma used to make doilies. People are super sweet about it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's just a happy van.
Yeah.
So I don't actually think that...
How many night knocks have you gotten?
2.
And...
maybe 3. When
they saw it was a single woman, what did they say?
They were amazingly nice. I have not had a negative experience.
Good.
One time, I was in Denver, and their truck stops have limits of how long you can sleep there if you're not in a commercial vehicle, because they told me because of drug traffic, they have a lot of drug tourism, and they had to institute this rule. The guy was like, can you just leave before my boss comes in the morning? Because he said, you're obviously not what we're concerned about.
Yes.
He had seen me come in to use the restroom the night before. He let me sleep until 4:30. And he said, my boss comes in at 6. Can you just be gone by then? I'm like, yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
So he was great. The other time was I was parked outside of Cabela's, but it was in a plaza that had in a mall area that had security at night. So that guy came over and he said, you can go park across the street and up a ways, there's a lot. So same deal, super, like, people have been kind.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, sure, I'll be glad to move, sorry. Didn't know it was a problem.
Yeah.
People have been great. And I think part of it, honestly, I think part of the positivity, like overwhelming positivity that I've experienced on this adventure, I think part of it is the mandalas, because it's kind of like a big neon sign saying, yeah, there's a person living in here, but she's happy and harmless and totally not what you need to be worried about.
Yes.
You know, it's a very happy van.
Yes.
And I really think that impacts, as opposed to if I was like hiding and, you know, what do you want?
Yeah.
If somebody knocked on the door. You know, there's no need for that. People are nice.
Yeah.
You know, for the most part.
Yeah, for the most part. People, they're just looking out for the welfare of where they're at and for you.
Yeah, and I choose carefully, too. Like, I don't abuse it. I pull in after 10 and I'm out by usually 6 in the morning.
And Cabela's and truck stops are both known to be usually okay spots.
Usually, yeah.
So those were just kind of situational.
So I think I've been really lucky, but some of it I don't think is luck.
No, you have to have that instinct for it of like, this looks like an okay area, or it doesn't, because it's got tow signs everywhere.
Exactly. I wouldn't even do that. Although I did sleep in a Walmart not that long ago that I was scattered with RVs. I didn't even think to look for the signs, and sure enough, I woke up in the morning and there were no overnight parking signs, and I was like, oh, whoops.
I just did that too. And
I wouldn't normally do that.
I'm like, I can't.
Yeah, I just didn't notice. It was late when I pulled in, and there were so many people parked there that I didn't figure it mattered. You know, I figured it was fine. And I had checked. It actually was not on the website that I usually look at for the no park Walmarts.
What website do you use?
I don't know. I look for Walmart overnight parking. There's a website that has them listed, but it's not entirely updated because they change all the time.
Yes.
As they're renovating them, the ones that have been newly updated, they're generally saying no parking.
Okay.
So I don't usually go to a Walmart, but I did. It was right before I came here because I needed to go to get groceries.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't do that again. You know?
Yeah.
But honestly, I think the positivity and the mandalas do a lot of keeping it.
Yeah, you're a very colorful person. I love all the color in here.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I just overdyed these because they faded. They were very pale purple, and I was like, oh, that won't do.
That won't do. I need to shine. I love it.
We need more color. So yeah, it's working out well.
Okay.